Hello, I would like to show you my character, which is a champion, warfare plus nature build, concentrating on pets. It is built for achievement of 0 deaths on all difficulties, including the Eternal Embers, which worked. I had 0 deaths, which might not be very impressive, but I tend to play quite sloppy, so I sometimes mess up and die even on my strongest characters, so I did this. And items mostly focus on HP. I have HP staff of pet damage encrusted with the Yaogai Horn, which I think is the best enchantment for this kind of build, as it has physical resistance bonus possible. I have HP Ring of Pet Damage as well, encrusted with HP Relic with the completion bonus of HP. Surprise. And I was really lucky to get this ring. It's really rare to get the Ring of Tranquility that has any useful bonus, and it just happened to also have physical pet damage bonus, which I needed. My other ring is also a ring of HP with pet damage, but it also has vitality damage resistance, which is the most important resist for us, because it does percentage-based damage on health. And we have Crest of Hypnos, which is very rare. It is hard to get, but you can probably get away with some good different helmet with resists, but this is the best helmet for this build. We have Lemon Skinwalkers, which is also very, very rare, and you need a lot of time to farm to get it, but it's very good. It gives +1 all skills and resists, and a little bit of movement speed. We have Estimate of the Overlord, which gives again +2 all skills, and I was considering Tunic of the Magi, I think it's called, for resists, but ultimately it turned out that I need many skill points, so this was just better. It also gives a little bit of health and a lot of defensive ability, and I guess very important is 12% physical resist, as it quarters the physical damage that we receive at this point, which is a lot. We have the Stonebinder Scarves, which I was again very lucky to get the -18% reduction to all requirements, which is exactly what I wanted for this character, as it reduced the amount of intelligence and dexterity I needed. So dexterity by, I think, 75 or something, and intelligence almost by 100, which means all those points got spent into health, which yielded me about 3,500 additional hit points. And we have the Talisman of the Jade Emperor, which gives elemental resistance, so it's pretty good to get our resists up. And more importantly, it gives -25% recharge, which brings us to the point where I show you the weapon swap gear. This is +1 to all skills and +1 to all skills in Nature Mastery. And importantly, this one has -20% recharge, which brings down the recharge of Ancestral Horn paired with a refresh, and to an amount that allows us to have a permanent Ancestral Horn. So yeah, I can enable the Heart of Oak, and our normal setup we have 24,000 HP, and here this also, the aura gives us enough resist to be very close to 80%, which is probably enough. And in terms of skills, we have from Nature Mastery, we have Wolves and Nymph almost maxed out, so if I weapon swap and bring up the banner, we have 20 and 16 and 12 here, and everything maxed out here except the Survival Instinct and Nature's Wrath. So the less important skills, and the most important is the Strength of the Pack, and the base skill should be maxed out. as it gives a lot of damage and survivability. We took, well, pretty much everything else as well from nature, except maxing out the Briar Ward. The best skills for damage here are Earthbind and Plague. So Plague reduces the resistances of the enemies. It's very useful on packs, but also on bosses. And Earthbind reduces the defensive ability by 50%, which gives a lot of damage to our pets. From Warfare, we have Warhorn and Doomhorn. And this one is very good for damage because reduced armor works for each damage instance we have on the character or on the pet. So on pets we have damage instance on the staff, on each ring, on amulet, on battle standard, and on the pet itself. So it has base damage and basic attack. And all of these, and this is 5 instances, so, sorry, 6 instances, so that's like, with 66 damage per instance, it's 400 additional damage for each pet. And then we have maxed out battle standard, which is our biggest damage bonus, and we have dodge attacks, which gives us a lot of more survivability against melee. And we have ancestral horn, of course, maxed out. It's the strongest pet skill late game. So yeah, without this good gear, which is probably one of the best gears in the game for this type of build, you probably will not have like this much HP, but I'm pretty sure you can get 15,000 HP and about 30% physical resistance late game. So you will still be like super tanky. And yeah, and one of the important relics here also is the Essence of the Order, which is super overpowered. It gives 30% physical resistance, and you can get a completion bonus with even more physical resistance at 7%, but I needed movement speed badly, so I chose this one because I had it. We don't even have 160 movement speed on this, but there is this buff from wolves that brings it to 160. So yeah, let's summon our pets and see if we can show something here. It's a little bit annoying that after weapon swap we get less HP, so we have to heal back. And I actually forgot to weapon swap for Ancestral Horn. I haven't played this character for 2 weeks, so I forgot how to play it. And Battle Standard with Briar Ward gives us a lot of absorption, like I think it's 60% absorption. So these meteors that will fall from the sky, they will deal almost no damage to us. Hopefully we'll get hit by some, so you can see. So yeah, that's like 500 damage or something per meteor. We don't really notice it. Min pets don't receive much damage from this. Normally they hit quite hard. Yeah, so there we go, like dropped to 23,700 or something. You can probably heal pets. We have 2 battle standards. So yeah, there we have the last boss of the game, a nice key. So let's go and kill Typhon. One of the weaknesses, well, it's not really a weakness, but weakish point is disruption resistance, which I didn't get one out on at 80%. But you know, it's not the end of the world. So when we get this anti-magic spell cast on us, the one from the Storm Mastery, it actually removes our Heart of Oak and it removes the ability to cast skills, so it's somewhat dangerous because without Heart of Oak we only have 14,000 HP. So it leaves us a little bit vulnerable, but given the physical resist, it's normally, and other resists too, it's not really big of an issue. Now we have a unique item. Okay, let's just try to get hit by Typhon's meteors if we can, but I don't think we can. Yeah, we can. So this was, yeah, it actually killed one of my pets. And I think I got hit by most of the meteors, which took like 3000 HP.
I am Zeus, king of the Olympian gods.
Let's go and also kill Hades. Let's just run as quickly as possible. This character is like really strong in Epic. Like normally Epic is very easy, but in this case it's like ridiculous just how fast it clears the monsters because you have pets. And because the monsters don't have high armor yet, so you don't have to debuff to get a lot of damage. So it's like much faster than this. You just mostly run and pets kill stuff. It was much faster even than my Conqueror build. This actually deals some damage and it's quite hard to catch. So. Oh, and it had like this helmet. Nice. I think it's this way. I'm trying to kill some of the stuff so that you can see just how this build deals with monsters. It's probably not the fastest build for cleaning things. I actually had to use a potion here because I got scared, but you would probably be fine without it. Plug works really well. It slows down things by a lot. It gives more damage and it makes them deal less damage. And since we don't exactly kill everything instantly on this build, it's really strong. And also because it slows down the monsters, it's easier for pets to kill them. And Earthbind is also very good for that, as it stops the monsters so they don't run around, and it's easier for pets to kill them. I got trapped. So when I played normally, my tactic was usually just run into a huge pack of monsters, cast Briar Ward, then Standard, and then Stun and Earth Bind, cast Plague, and then refresh. So if things live long enough, you will have all the debuffs on them, and they die very quickly. And at least up until Act 4, I was very often not even healing my wolves at all, because they have this skill on low HP where they have very high 70-80% damage absorption and a lot of physical damage bonus. So there was no point in healing them, it just was annoying, and they dealt more damage anyway. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get Dactyl on this run, unfortunately. But let's see what happens to Hades. Yeah, so damage, especially on Eternal Embers things, it's like totally ridiculous. And look, these crits, they are like 10-15,000 damage. Not the most impressive one, but sometimes they hit for really much. So yeah, that's the build. Thank you for your attention.